So let's start with comparing what the people actually care about, which is the echo experience or the Tacet field drops. So in Union level 40, we got a guaranteed 15 yellow tuners, which is, in my opinion, already pretty good. And Union level 50, we get even more, so it's a guaranteed 20 yellow tuners, which I think is amazing already, because we're going to get even more in future Union levels. However, you may have noticed already in the Union level 50 screenshot, we get less purple tubes than we do at Union level 40. We do get one extra yellow tube. I'm going to assume that it's 3 to 4 RNG yellow tubes, because if it's only 3 every single time, that's a huge problem. Because that means on average, you actually get less XP at Union level 50 than Union level 40. So I'm praying to every god out there that Union level 50 gives you 3 to 4 RNG tubes, because otherwise, that's a massive problem. They have to fix it. However, I believe there's still a pretty big issue here at Union level 50, even if we can RNG 4 yellow tubes, because look at the Union level 40 screenshot. 2 yellow tubes, that's 5,000 each. 5 purple tubes, that's 2,000 each. So that's 10k plus 10k equals 20k XP in total. And this is a pretty low-end scenario. Like, you can actually get 3 yellow tubes in Union level 40. So I'm on the lower end. So 20k lower end, Union level 40. Now look at the Union level 50, add that up. 3 times 5,000, 15k for the yellows, 3 times 2k, 6k for the purples. Although this is also pretty low end, right? But add this up, so 15k plus 6k, 21k for low end Union level 50. That is barely an increase over Union level 40. So I believe that they should have just given us the same amount of purple tubes at Union level 40, because this is just really low, like really low increase. I am aware of the fact that they did say they were going to be buffing Echo XP after patch 1.1, but in my mind, I think it's unlikely that they're going to be buffing Tacet XP directly. I'm not saying that it's impossible that they'll just give us increased amount of tubes on every Tacet field level. I'm not saying it's 0% chance. I'm saying that some people think that it's 100% chance they're going to buff it. I'm just saying that it's not a guarantee. Just don't get your hopes too high up, is what I'm saying. So what do I think about Tacet fields level 50 overall? So I think the tuners from 15 to 20 is the best part about it, but the XP increase is really underwhelming. But I understand why they don't want us to get too much Echo XP, because Echo XP is like the #1 time gate in this game for account progression. So it's understandable why they'll want to limit it by a lot. Union level 50 Tacet fields, not that great overall. Now let's move on to comparing other content. So Forgery, which drops the skill upgrade materials. So looking at Forgery Union level 40, we see 1 purple drop, 4 blues, and 7 greens. The purple is not a guaranteed drop. In my experience, it's more like a 50-50 whether it drops or not. 4 blues on average sounds about right, and about 6 greens on average also sounds about right. There is apparently a chance of dropping yellows in Union level 40, but I haven't seen it a single time. I've done well over 10 runs, so I think the chance of it is really low. Now for Union level 50, we see 1 purple, we see 6 blues, and 7 greens still. So for blues, it seems like a pretty substantial increase, like 2, which is like a 50% increase over 40, which is nice. The purple, there's not enough runs to be conclusive yet, but I have a feeling that it's a guaranteed purple drop, which is also a pretty nice upgrade. And for the yellow drops, obviously not guaranteed, and I'm assuming it's just going to be a big drop chance increase over the Union level 40. Like, you can actually expect to see it drop, because I haven't seen it drop a single time in Union level 40 yet. So I'm going to expect people to actually drop Union level 50 yellows from now on. Overall, for Forgery, not a bad upgrade. Like, increase in blues is pretty significant increase, and guaranteed purple drops. If that's the case, then it'll be pretty good upgrade. And now we move on to the Overlord boss drops. So you can see in the Union level 40, we get 2 or 3, it's RNG for the actual boss upgrade material, and in Union level 50 we actually get 4 in this screenshot. Although I don't think it's going to be 4 guaranteed. I think it's going to be 3 or 4 still. We haven't done enough runs to see it yet, but I don't think they'll just jump up straight from 2 to 3 RNG to 4 guaranteed straight away. But since I was personally just expecting it to become 3 guaranteed on Union level 50, seeing a chance of 4 being dropped as well, that's a welcome upgrade. I'll take it. And for the other boss drops, we get guaranteed extra shell credits. Nice, I guess. And for the XP tubes, for the Echo XP, Resonator, Weapon XP, we seems to be still RNG between 2 and 3 drops each. However, I believe there's going to be a higher chance of getting 3 drops for everything in Union level 50, obviously. So overall, for boss drops, I think it's a pretty big buff because we're jumping straight from 2 to 3 RNG boss material drops to 3 to 4 RNG, which is really nice. So now, looking at the weekly boss drops. For Union level 40, we have 2 for the main drop, the skill upgrade drop, and we have a chance of getting the weapon crafting material, the cube. And for the other drops, which is the weapon and Echo XP, it seems to be 5 to 6 RNG variable drops. And looking at the Union level 50 boss drops, it seems like it's still a minimum of 2 for the skill upgrade material. Of course, the weapon crafting cube is still not guaranteed, so still RNG. And it seems like for the Echo XP and the Weapon XP drops, it's a variable 6 to 7 instead of 5 to 6. So an overall average of +1 for each of those. So overall for the weekly boss drops, a really small increase, but it doesn't really matter that much, honestly, because not only can we only farm it 3 times a week, we're already getting like too much of the skill upgrade materials at this point. Like we can't even finish all of the ones that we have already. And finally, for the simulation challenges. So I haven't actually got screenshots for the runs at Union level 50 for these. However, based on the patterns we've seen from Union level 30 to 40, it's basically just 1 increase in yellows. So you can expect the same thing. So you'll see 2 drops of yellows in Union level 40. So expect to see 3 yellow drops in Union level 50. For shell credits, it's simply a 4,000 increase from 76k in Union level 40 to 80,000 in Union level 50. So it's just about a 5% increase in credits overall. Nobody really farms Simulation Challenge that much anyways, so although it's a small increase, it doesn't really matter that much. So for all of the level 40 Waveplate min-maxes, what should you actually farm now? Funnily enough, I think you should just be farming Tacet fields when you're still level 40, because they got the smallest buff out of everything at Union level 50. But if you're a 1.1 Tacet field buff believer, and you don't want to farm Tacet fields because of that, then I think you should just farm the skill upgrades the whole time. Because even though they got a pretty decent buff at level 50, it's like the only other thing that you can really farm that's not the boss challenges. And I don't think you should pre-farm your essential materials now, because we saw at level 50, you have a chance of getting 4 dropped per run, which is like a massive increase. So if you're really min-maxy, then you should stop pre-farming this and only farm it once you hit level 50.